I'm Dennis McLean, and I've been teaching since 1994-95, and I've been teaching at Sunset since 2002. I teach currently 10th grade world history and IB economics. I think there's several different effects. One of them that I noticed first because I'm on the staff is that some of the staff won't be back, and that's just a reality. And that's tough because the people you work with, and it's not anything they did. They didn't perform poorly. They just don't have employment for them for next year. The second problem, which we haven't seen yet but we know is coming, is that class sizes are going to go up significantly. To at least what I've seen projected, it seems like the class sizes are going to go up to a degree that I've never really seen. And I've been here a long time, and I'm fairly, my roots are well down in the school. At the same time, you still wonder, oh gosh, is somebody at Westview going to bump somebody at Meadow Park who's going to bump somebody at Southridge, and they call me in August and tell me that I don't work at Sunset anymore, and not so worried about not working, but although that is always in the back of your mind, that, well, what if you're just that one odd situation where your position doesn't exist anymore, even though you've been teaching a long time.
Hi, my name's Charles Johnson. I'm the Library Media Specialist at Sunset High School. I've been here for a fairly long time. I student taught back in 1980 when St. Helens blew. The biggest concern is the start of the year and the textbook distribution. We've got roughly 8,000 texts that need to be distributed out. We'll be taking those in here shortly. And they'll need to be distributed out within the first couple to 3 weeks of school. That's a huge job. It's not clear whether my current aide is going to survive the budget cuts or not. And so it's impossible that that if she gets bumped, that the person that replaces her will have no experience at all. And so they'll walk in the door, get handed the keys. They show up, instead of having the week before school starts, they show up the day the students show up. So how that's going to work, I'm not really sure. I'm going to do some training of administrators to see if they can, work on maybe getting parent volunteers ready to go to handle the slack or something like that. We're doing the best that we can to anticipate unknown situations, but you can only go so far down that road, and the chips are just going to have to fall when we get to that point. I won't be here to help out.
My name is Terry Nolan, and I have been teaching 11 years, and my job at Sunset is I am a literature teacher. So I think that the way the budget cuts will affect the district are primarily what you'll see is a contraction of what Beaverton's able to offer, both in classrooms and outside of classrooms, like extracurricular activities, and also I think you'll see some pretty significant swings, upward swings, and class sizes. I think as a teacher, one of the things that will be the biggest challenge that we'll face next year is knowing that we'll have class sizes upwards of 40 to 45, and that really will change. It will dictate change with how we can interact with students, how much personal feedback we can give. It'll change our curriculum because we know we won't be able to build as much practice and, like I said, one-on-one feedback in. We'll rely a lot more on peer feedback, on sort of global patterns of students meeting standards. We'll look for patterns in classrooms. So it'll take away a lot of the individual interaction that we have. Well, each year I think we've seen, at high schools particularly, I think we've seen just a slow creeping up of class sizes. When I first came to Sunset, my first schedule was all freshman classes, and my class size is 25 to 28. Now I teach juniors, and the average class size for juniors is about 5, and next year it'll probably go to at least 40. And so that, when you think about 5 classes of 25 or 28 versus 5 classes of 35 to 40, that's a pretty significant cut.
My name is John Helskamp, and this is my first year with Sunset, although it's my 14th year as a principal. And I've been in education for, 19 years now. My role here at Sunset is principal. The impact of this year's budget cuts is really going to be felt across the district at all levels. So be it grade school through high school, be it district office, there isn't an area of the district that's not going to be impacted. Specific to Sunset, our impact is going to be felt, I think, most profoundly by our students with regard to class sizes. Those are going to be going up as we go into next year. It's a sad reality of when you have fewer resources, the number of teachers that we're going to have available and in our school, on our staff to work with our students, that has gone down significantly. Our number of course offerings will be more limited than it has been this year. We're trying to find ways to staff schools with fewer people than we ever had in the past. So instead of being able to work directly with teachers, instead of being able to be as out and as present in the classrooms and the hallways and the cafeterias I would normally like to be, it's forced the entire administrative team to really kind of hunker down in this office, in this space, to solve some pretty big problems.